All right, hello and welcome back to Nancy Drew and the Sea of Darkness. So, a few things that we're going to be doing here. The first is heading over towards the Misty Skip, where we're going to stop and look at this little newsstand slash fish rack that I kind of forgot to check out earlier in the exploration of town. And there's two things we want here. One is we want this empty hook, which we're going to utilize for a few things. And the other is to pick up this newspaper, which we'll read quickly. Chaos at Skiproth Commerce Meeting. Town hall meeting this weekend erupted into discord when a local fisherman caused a scene over what he calls, quote, a threat to core Icelandic values. Skiproth citizen Gunnar Tonnesson brought a written petition to the meeting, hoping to interrupt the board's vote on fiscal allocation for the annual Ancestors Festival. Tonnesson described his petition as a serious attempt to maintain the sanctity and integrity of our town's history. And then I don't think we'll really read through the whole thing, but basically it's describing how Gunnar has not been a fan at all of this festival. Maybe he's more traditional. He doesn't like outsiders. But basically it's just digging further into Gunnar's unhappiness with the festival. So we can continue on. We will stop into the Misty Skip. We got to take a look at the Langspiel. But also, as we come down, I believe we're going to get hollered at by Gunnar.
Hey, girl!
I actually do have a name, you know. It's Nancy.
Get your little lady bones into the prep area and get some Torremotter orders ready. It's all hands on deck for the lunch rush at the Misty Skip.
I'm a sleuth, not a chef. Are you sure you want me back there handling the sharp stuff?
You're eating a log gin here for free, just like me. So it's only fair to get some good work out of you.
Well, might as well take a stab at it.
So Lisbeth asked Gunnar to help out while she's on the ship, and Gunnar appears to have decided that it's now our job. I am going to do one of these right now because I want a little bit of cash. Forgot to start our timer. So let's go in. It's kind of a fun little puzzle. We don't need to read this. Basically, there's going to be a number of orders and 3 plates, and we need to either create one of these orders going across or in a Z pattern on each plate itself. So there can be a total of 5 orders at most. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's make it happen. And the shorter we're able to do it in, the more money we get.
Okay, time to get to work.
So I usually try to start with one of the 5s because I know that's going to go across, whether it's top or bottom. And I look for something that either ends in the beginning here or... So I'm going to go with this guy on the bottom and see how this pans out. You can skip spots on the plates to still make the order happen. All right, now let's try. No, that won't work. I was going to try the fish here to create this order, but there's nothing that would allow us to do that up top. So maybe I should have put you on the top. And yeah, let's try this. So I'm going to put these up here for now, although I actually think I'm going to do this. And then you. So I've now made that one. And then we can put you there and you here. There we go. So it takes a little bit to get used to it, but decently enjoyable puzzle. That should be enough, I think, for the things that we want to buy. We can see if Gunnar has anything new to say to us.
Speak up now.
I heard you've had problems with the festival the last couple of years. Care to talk about that?
The festival is not what it once was. I'll return things to the old ways no matter how many buckets of hot tar I have to dump. Some of the harbor boats still have holes in their bottoms.
I see. Did you have a plan like that for this year, too?
Elizabeth said no more trouble or she kicks me out of the skip. I only pay with an angry sheep.
What does that mean?
Means I do it, but I don't like it.
Talk to you later.
Always nice to talk to Gunnar. Okay, now we also want to take a look at this Langspiel, so we can confirm which one is the Langspiel with our little Know Your Instruments card. So we'll come over here and take a look. Underneath.
It's subtle, but I see some differences in the halves of this pattern.
Yeah, so we have a, I don't know, find this differences puzzle straight out of a kid's magazine. Hopefully I don't take too long recognizing all of the differences. Okay. Heads are different. This is different. Okay. So still 4 more. Now we got a toe here that doesn't appear on the other side. I'm sure there's something up here. There we go, this eye. Okay. This looks fairly similar. Suppose I could just click randomly. Oh, didn't actually mean to do that. I'm not even certain what's different because I clicked too fast. And one more. It's probably staring me right in the face. In fact, we know it is because it's definitely on here. Let's see. No, not up here. This is fine. Anything here? This face. Oh, goodness. It won't take too long at this if I don't find it in the next few, 10, 15 seconds. I might just pause until I do. All right, hang on one moment. All right, got it. This little dot right here. Beautiful. So we open this up, and inside we have this little star piece that seems to have been important based off of what Magnus wrote in his letter to Elizabeth. Okay, so we're going to head out of the Misty Skip for now. And the next thing we want to do is figure out, actually, why don't we take this for a quick spin, just so we can explore a little. We need to come over, get the key to the snowmobile.
It's out of gas. No dice.
Which is okay, because we found some gas in the Misty Skip.
That should do it for the fuel tank.
We can hop on board. There's only a couple places we can go. One is up to this cabin, which is Magnus's cabin. But
locked. I guess he would lock his front door.
So nothing we can do here until after we get Magnus's keys by breaking into Elizabeth's purse. Although in order to do that, we have to get to the lighthouse. So the other place we can go is to the ice caves, which, as we pull up to, we find are quite dark. Luckily, we found this flashlight. However,
I'm not a big fan of exploring caves in the dark. I'll need a light source.
The flashlight does not have batteries just yet. So, let's head back to town.
Who's there?
I forgot about this.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Got in fish for Elizabeth. What's wrong, Fiske? You look like a giant man just threatened you with... Oh. Well then, back to Gotting.
Yeah, that's not terrifying or anything. Okay, so let's head down here. While we're going by, I'll just see if Dagny's
Just
got
the girl I
anything
wanted to
interesting
see.
say.
Elizabeth seems like she's withholding information.
She still seems pretty intense about Magnus as far as I can tell. And she thinks the treasure belongs to her. I've seen some exes do some pretty wild things when they're going through the stages of grief. That's why when I end a relationship, I just move to a different continent and change my phone number. So much easier than doing the whole breakup thing.
That must be exhausting.
Let's just say I don't really do mailing addresses anymore.
Goodbye.
Toodles.
All right. So didn't learn a lot about the case. Maybe learned a little bit about Dagny's personality. All right, let's head down here, and we're gonna talk to Soren quickly.
Can I help?
Let's see.
What's your relationship like with Elizabeth?
Presently quite poor. She won't allow certain, members of the restoration team to access their work.
You mean Dagny?
Yes, but overall, she's quite a peach, that one. The only one who's ever shown me kindness. Truly a shame about her and Magnus, though.
Her and Magnus?
The force of their romantic split rocked the local mountains to their very core. I wonder if he's checked his voicemail since.
Have you always lived here?
For 12 years in total now. 2 before university, 10 after.
Others seem to think of you as an outsider. Gunner especially.
Oh, for the love of... I was born 10 miles away!
And that means you don't live here?
To him, yes. To everyone, yes. It's preposterous. In their minds, I'll never be from Skipbrot because I wasn't born here. Upper secondary school was a nightmare with these people.
I may not know much about Skipbrot, but there are lots of unpleasant people in my line of work. Sometimes persistence helps.
Oh, I've tried. I've bent over backwards to put on this festival for them, and yet no one invites me out. I'm not welcome at the pub. Spending my birthday alone is getting to be a real downer.
Oh, poor Soren.
Do you have anything which might help with my investigation?
If I'm not in town, I'm always locked up in here. I do have some very nice pamphlets, though. The Pamphlet Lovers Journal rated them a 9-star out of 10. I put them together myself. Here's one for your troubles.
Well, it's hard to turn down an award-winning pamphlet. I'll see if I can make use of this.
All right, we'll take a look at this in a second.
Thanks, Soren. I sense some bad blood between you and Gunner.
It's more like Gunner dumping bad blood onto me, repeatedly, while laughing. I try to be patient, given his history, but what a Neanderthal, that one. I can't reason with a man who only speaks fist. Between you and me, he's never been the same since that terrible crash years ago.
Crash?
Well, I don't know that it's my place to speak of it, but his boat sank to the bottom of the bay, and he hasn't sailed since. Now he stays locked up in that pub of his.
So, you attended the festival, right?
Present and accounted for, naturally.
Interesting. Dagny says you weren't there.
I was up in Old Stulka, manning the controls for our audio. That's the tower right outside this center. People very rarely look up, I found, which is a shame. Lots of nifty things in that direction.
All right, so maybe he was there, maybe he wasn't.
Did you lock Magnus's cabin?
Yes. No one should be going in there until the authorities search everything.
Why not call the police?
Believe me, I want to, but I live life one step away from an angry mob on my doorstep. Why do you think I stay in the culture center?
So you're afraid to contact the police, or I don't mind getting in trouble. Let's go with the top one.
So, you're afraid to contact the police and no one else will?
It's less that I'm terrified and more that... Actually, yes, I'm terrified. In these parts, vigilante efforts are very much the norm. Even if the police were to come in, no one would talk. I hate to admit it, but it's up to the two of us to crack this case.
Fair enough. And how about the treasure?
What are your thoughts on the treasure rumor?
Ah, the treasure. X marks the headache. When I heard someone wanted to seriously search for it, I was overjoyed. Maybe I'd stop hearing about it for once. I sold the exploration rights in exchange for Ms. Silva funding the ship rebuild.
Do you have any interest in the treasure?
Certainly. All of us have tried looking for it, even Gunner, though he'll deny it. Alas, I cannot speak for my treasure hunting abilities. Though I often go scavenging for lost artifacts in the hillsides, I have yet to succeed in finding anything aboard the Hurlikide.
We can ask about this as well.
Were people upset you sold the exploration rights?
Oh, absolutely rabid, especially Gunner. But I've long since learned that they'll hate anything I do. If I so much as cough in the wrong direction, I've got a mob of angry citizens on my porch. So enough with their complaints. If they feel such rage about it, they can come talk it out with me over a nice cuppa. They won't, of course.
I'll let you go.
Bye now.
Oh, Soren, you seem so put upon. Okay.
Everything in the gift shop is available for purchase.
So for right now, there's two things that we want to get in the gift shop. If we look at the little dude here, we can see how to fix a dinghy, which we need, and we have the numbers in English. However, on the boat itself, they are written in Icelandic, which is not helpful to us. And then this utility hook, which we found, we can find just that it's apparently a very useful item. You can use it to scrape barnacles, flip pancakes, and threaten political dissenters. And we also learn a little bit about Iceland, just a fun fact. 0.8 out of every 100,000 citizens die of drowning, 2.6 per year, and you can't save 0.6 of a person from drowning. Very nice. So in order to actually utilize this, we're going to need to learn some Icelandic, specifically numbers. And in order to do that, we're going to use this little book, which I don't have enough money for, do I? Nope.
I'll need to earn some money first.
All right, hang on. I'm going to pop down to the pub, do a couple more rounds of earning cash, and then I'll be back. All right, should be good now. So let's grab this pamphlet, or booklet rather, and then we are also going to purchase these batteries. And we can throw them into our flashlight. So now the flashlight works, and the next time we go to the cave, we will be able to see a little. But before we do that, let's head over to the boat.
Is that Gunner? So much for never returning to the sea. But where's he sneaking off to?
Interesting. A lot of mysteries surrounding the citizens of Skiprut.
The motor's intact, but I'll need to replace the spark plugs and cables.
Okay, so what we need to do is grab our little... Oops, let's look at this first. So we know the order is 16, 9, 19, and 13. So that portion of it is fairly easy, so let's see what 16 is. Let's turn the page. I'm not going to read through all this, it's just too much. 16 is sexton, so that'll be up top. And then 9, yeah, maybe something like that. I don't know. So 19 is Nitjan, and then we can assume that this is last. So now we have to find plugs that add up to these numbers. Here it's shut down, but let's get back into it. So we need to get some numbers that are going to add up to these values. So let's start with 19. I feel like that would probably be the most difficult. So we have Tolf, Fim, Tu, and Tevir, which are going to be 12. Where is it? Fim, right? Am I just not seeing it? Oh, probably 5. Alright, so we have 12, 5, Tu, and Tevir. Tevir is 2, and 2 is 10. Alright, and then Atta. Eight. New is 9, so probably not going to be involved in 9. Fijor. Sure, I don't know. Which is 4. And Shil, which is 7. Okay, so let's try 7 and 12. Do I have to have this off before I put it down? Oh, okay. And then 12 was... No, that's 10. Okay, let's try this one more time. I don't know, something about the way I was clicking and left-right clicking the computer really didn't like. But, alright, so let's put all these together. So I just wrote the numbers down so it'd be easier to keep track of them off screen. So the first number we need up top is 16. So let's go with. All right, let's go with 12 and 4. Make 16. And then 9. So only going to be a few ways to do that. We could either do 2 and 7, or we could do 12. So yeah, let's do 2 and 7 to make 9. And then 19 we will make with 10 and 9. Which leaves us with 13, so we have 8 and 5. All right, excellent.
It's working. Don't know whose boat this is, but I'll just borrow it for a little while.
Strong work, Nancy. All right, let's head out. Oh yeah, that's right. There's just a little weird, creepy cat horn.
It's too high to reach at low tide.
All right. So we're gonna head back, and all we do is just head to bed in the misty skip. You can see that it's low tide here.
I should try to get some sleep while I'm here.
And as we wake up, it is now high tide. So let's hop back on board our boat and head off for the lighthouse. So let's just walk up. Nice little scenic walk. There isn't really much to any of this other than adding a nice bit of realism, which is nice.
Can't fix anything until I get inside.
This lighthouse key, which honestly I think we got on the boat, but I kind of forget. The ship, that is, the Herlichide. And we'll head up top.
Well, I made it to the top. Better give Alex a call.
So we'll go into our phone and call Alex Trang.
Okay, I'm in the lighthouse.
Awesome. I can remote the power from here, but I'm going to need you to get all the pieces in place first. One of our staff programmers wrote a new idiot-proof failure mechanic for it. Anyways, I think you need to mix the color channels to create white light. When all of the channels are white, the light will power back on.
This process sounds anything but simple.
Yeah, exactly. That's programmers for you. Give it a whirl and give me a call if you get stuck.
Okay, so this is actually, for me, one of the more annoying
I need to
puzzles.
create white light to get the lighthouse running again.
I'll go through a short bit of this just to show you how it works. So basically, you're going to move these pieces along. It's kind of a mix and match. So you get 2 blues together to make a green, 2 greens make a red, multicolor, and then white. And we need to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white lights. So move this up here, and every time you move, a new little bubble pops up. We form those together, clump all these down. We can go this way, and then join those. And you're going to go through this. And at first, it's fairly simple. You can't really get too stuck. But the more things that are on screen, the harder it is to move, and the easier it is to very much jumble yourself up, which can create some issues as you're trying to actually combine the colors you want. So for now, we'll just keep going, and there's our first white light. So I'm going to pause for a little bit, get a little closer to the end, because it's not really interesting until that point, and hopefully things go well. So see you in a second. All right, so we're getting close to the end. We got 6 of our lights lit up, and we have 1 multicolored ball, but things are getting a little tight. So let's see what we can make here. Keep the blues down here. We should be able to make another one. Combine with this green. Oh no. Let's go down to get these reds together. Come over here. Go up there. We'll try to create some space here. Alright, if we go over, we get another red. Alright, we get these reds together. So if I can get any of these lined up in a way that we can make it work. We go over here, up, and then bring this over.
Phew, fixed it. Time to phone Alex again.
But unfortunately, that is not the end of our difficulties. We can call Alex here.
could help.
Okay, let's talk about stealing stuff.
I prefer the term snooping.
Whatever, Klepto. You need a distraction? I got one. There's an alarm hidden in Magnus's captain's chair.
Back in the wheelhouse?
Yep. Hopefully you're using it for the forces of good, but hey, no judgment.
All right, so if we get back to the ship, hit this alarm, we should be able to distract Lisbeth, get into her purse, and find Magnus's keys. Until then, let's just calmly exit the lighthouse through the door we came in.
Uh-oh.
Some remote
That's not
access
good.
from Skip wrote. Locked
The
this
windows
door.
are opening. Oh, it's so cold. I need to get out of here.
And now we're going to get to our first kind of timed
Small
situation.
numbers at the bottom, big number at the top. It looks like the pieces add to the total of the piece above them.
I don't know exactly how much time we have. I almost hope we fail just because it'll be kind of fun to see the animation. I like to start from the top. I think it's easiest. So what plus 36 equals 63. 7 should be 63. Okay, so then this is 14. Beautiful. And then that makes this 22. 22 and 13 is 9. We have a 9. Excellent. And then 9 and 14 gives us 5. This should be 8. 3 right here. This needs to be 7, and then a 6. Good. Like I said, it was a little easier than I wanted it to be, but that's fine. Nancy just kind of freezes to death, and then
And somehow, I have a feeling it wasn't an accident.
if you do die in this game, it just kind of, you get a quick restart from where you were. We'll probably come up again later. Alright, we have safely escaped. Let's head back down to our boat. And back up to the ship. So we're going to look at the captain's chair. While we're in here, we can also look at this chart.
These must be the sounding charts from Magnus's notebook. I need to find those numbers and the locator compass he mentioned.
We have 2 of the numbers and half of the locator compass. We need 1 more number and the rest of the compass. And then, but if we look at the arm of the chair, there's this alarm here, which we will now set off. All right, let's see if we've distracted Lisbeth. Your footsteps running away. Oops. There we go. This is more difficult than it should be. Turn around and go in her bag.
This must be the key to Magnus's cabin. I'll just be borrowing this.
Excellent. Anything else in here we care
I
about?
have a feeling Elizabeth never opened her gift. 4 crystals of each color, huh?
All right, Elizabeth, happy anniversary. Safe that. This time your gift is hidden under lock and key. In my room, you will find a shelving unit containing my old Silfverberg crystal collection. I created the unit myself. Inside, you'll find a colored display light in each compartment. When the colored lights conform to the rules of the box, your gift will be revealed. The rules, of course, 4 yellow and 4 blue crystals must be lit in each row and column, with no more than 2 of the same color adjacent. The item concealed within that footlocker is your reward. It is, without doubt, the most valuable gift I have ever given. Please know I had no intent to hide it from you all this time. It was complicated, but it rightfully belongs to you, and I can't hide it any longer. Don't tell anyone else about it, especially Dagny. I'll explain more when the festival's over. The mysteries abound. All right, I think that's it. So let's depart, get away from here. And I think we'll pretty much end the video here. After this, next video, we'll head over to Magnus's cabin. I'm going to do a quick sweep around to make sure no one has anything new to tell us.
I could use a little space, Nancy.
All right, so nothing new from Soren. Dagny.
I have a space bubble. You're violating it.
Dagny's good. Pop over and see Gunnar, our good friend.
Yeah?
Oh, all right.
Soren told me about your boat crash.
He will pay for a wagging tongue.
Who told me isn't important.
Oh, my little Fisker, but it is. Soren is not one of us. He is an outsider, born 10 miles away, a stranger.
10 miles away and he's a stranger forever? Well, that seems unfair to Soren.
Unfair means nothing. You think because a culture is unfair, it will change for you? That is not the world. That is not Skipbrot.
Interesting statement from Gunnar.
How do you know Elizabeth?
I've known her since she was a negative pre-glimmer in her puppy's eye. Always had the local boys terrified, that one. She knows what she wants and heads for it straight as an arrow. Young men, not so good with a woman like that.
A negative pre-glimmer. She's scary. I'm going to go with the second one.
I can see how she might be intimidating, but her heart's in the right place.
Aye, but right now, she wants revenge on Magnus, angrier than a bull seal on a full moon. Still, she lets me sleep and eat her, so that's worth something.
Did you know about her and Magnus?
We all did, my Fisker.
From the sound of things, it didn't end very well, unfortunately.
Magnus is good with waves, bad with women. No skills to speak of. He is, how do you say it? A runner. He runs.
Ouch. I'm glad he's not here to hear that.
I was bitten by a shark once. Now I can only speak the truth.
Oh, I didn't know that was a side effect of shark bites.
It is a curse I bear with pride.
Let's see.
I saw you taking a dinghy out.
Fishing trip.
You told me you gave up being on the water for good.
It wasn't me. It was my brother, the other Gunnar. He,
Gunnar.
Oh, curse the shark bite! I was looking for the treasure, but so far, only empty hands.
I think there's more to this story.
I think there's more to this story.
Don't threaten me now, girl, now go!
All right, fair enough. I think we try and talk to him. Probably he'll be done with us.
Now.
Yeah. All right, and so last person to check up on is Lisbeth. See if she's got anything new, if she's even back from this alarm being set off.
Can I help?
So you and Soren work together?
Yes, we both run the festival. But people are not happy. They dislike him.
I'm definitely sensing some of that.
Just a little.
Why?
Not one of us. He doesn't know our stories. No shared memories.
Seems like a decent person, though. He's done a lot to help the town. He mentioned that you've been kind to him. Let's go with that.
He mentioned that you've been kind to him.
Being his friend has a price here. You are either outside or inside in Skipbrot. You cannot stand in the doorway. You will be driven out. We are not like Reykjavik, like a big city.
Sounds like people are trying to get rid of him. Ruining the festival would be a great way to do that, wouldn't it?
Your words, not mine. Regardless, he is welcome in my home and at my pub. I cannot always go against the town, but I can offer a warm meal and a listening ear.
Guess that's a start.
I'm really sorry to hear about your and Magnus's breakup.
It hardly matters anymore.
I don't want to pry, but if you want to talk about it, I'm here.
Here's one for your case file. I've known Magnus all my life. We dated 4 years. The winters are long and dark. We found each other in that darkness. But then, he went through hard times. He became obsessed over the ship. His world narrowed. And soon, there was no room left for me. That's the end of it.
Fair enough.
Can you tell me about the festival sound system?
It's been broken for a week.
Soren told me he was manning the sound system on the morning the Hirlichide crashed.
What? But that's not possible. There was no sound that day.
Sounds like we've got an alibi that doesn't quite match up.
And Gunnar.
Did Gunnar do anything unusual leading up to the festival?
Well, if you include the 2 festivals before this one, certainly. He ruined them single-handedly. Aside from that, only the usual threats. Gunnar swore he'd tie Magnus up and send him out to sea. Gunnar hates Magnus.
Goodbye.
Bye now.
All right, so I think that will just about do it. We'll get ready to head out on our snowmobile for next time. Let's see what tasks we've completed. We did find a light.
That's done.
We did not get to explore the caves. We haven't figured out this. Don't have the sounding numbers. We searched the captain's quarters. Are we done with it?
Check.
Okay. We repaired the lighthouse.
Did that.
Magnus's cabin is next. We got the radio working.
That's done.
We don't have all the Helm's decorations. We did explore the bag.
Did that.
Explore the town.
Haven't done that.
All right, so there's some more stuff to do in town, I guess. And have we finished searching the ship?
Check.
All right, fair enough. So we have the tasks still left to us here, which I think we'll try and get to next episode. But till then, see ya.